Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video we're going to be taking another look at that major upcoming snowstorm. Now before I get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. And I'd also highly recommend that you check out our very exciting store. We actually have a Black Friday sale going on right now if you use the discount code FRIDAY, and that's only going on until Monday, so I highly recommend you hurry up and check that out. Also, I'd highly recommend that you join our very exciting Patreon page where we actually are just now releasing an official preliminary snowfall forecast for this storm. So if you want to check out the very early release of that, you can do so by joining our Patreon page for cheaper than the price of a Starbucks coffee. I highly recommend it. Anyway, for today's comment of the day, I want to know, do you think that Ohio will get more snowfall from this storm or Indiana? Give me some good reasons why, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Let's get into this video, and first things first, we're taking a look at kind of the beginning of the storm forming, and this is going to be by about 8 p.m. on Sunday, so this is actually very close to now. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking more about this storm likely, and the day after as well. Basically, until this storm hits, we can see a strong trough moving in, that low pressure center moving up. Let's just take it to about 2 a.m. on Monday, November 30th. As you can see, that low pressure center has moved a little bit further north. We start to see some snowfall mixing in potentially for Mississippi and Tennessee. That would likely just be in the form of a mix there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move on towards maybe a little bit later in the morning on Monday, and we're going to start to see a lot more snow mixing in just a moment. Alright, and this is probably, I would say, probably 4 a.m. or so, maybe 3 a.m. on Monday, November 30th, and as you can see, a lot more snow is starting to mix in for Kentucky, Tennessee, northern Mississippi, and this model's kind of the only one showing this, so this might be a little bit aggressive. We also see some snowfall starting out for Illinois and Indiana, probably very light by that point. Nobody's going to be up, really, I don't think, so nobody's really going to see that, but it could be mixing in a little bit there. And by the time we reach maybe 2 p.m. on Monday, maybe a bit earlier, we start to see this one move very far north. That trough is just digging in, and we see heavy snowfall going on for portions of northern Tennessee, a lot of western Kentucky, a lot of Indiana, portions of Illinois, and portions of Ohio. Also, some snowfall moving into Michigan by this point as well. From the south, so it's going to begin from the south and move its way further and further north. It's actually going to be very stormy along the east coast from this storm too. I haven't mentioned that yet. It's going to be very windy and very rainy, as you can see. Virginia, the rest of the mid-Atlantic, all of these regions could be dealing with some major wind and major rainfall as well with this potent storm that we're going to see moving in. Now, what we're going to do here is we are going to move on, and we're going to move on a little bit further. We're going to move towards about 8 p.m. on Monday, where we're going to see more snow mixing in for different regions. We're going to see heavier snow move into some of those states, and then we're going to see that snow expand as we move on. So, again, this is maybe by about 8 p.m. on Monday. So we're getting very close to December 1st. This is actually kind of a winter storm, I guess, because we're going to be in meteorological winter starting on December 1st. It's the first day of winter. Very excited about that. Tennessee and Kentucky, for the most part, there's not a lot of rain going on. There is some valley, low elevation regions there near kind of Chattanooga, to the north of there as well, just to the west of the Smoky Mountains. There's kind of a valley region there. We do see rain mixing in there, but to the hilly regions in the west, we do see more moderate snowfall going on. Same story for central Kentucky and through a lot of Indiana and a lot of western Ohio and Michigan as well there. And this model really keeps the snowfall further west than the rest of the models that I've seen. This one is the furthest west, I believe, the European model that is that we're using here. And as we can see by about, this is maybe the morning hours of Tuesday, December 1st, we see Kentucky, Tennessee, a lot of those regions that were rain are now snow, possibly some snow showers for Alabama and Georgia. Very interesting there. West Virginia, a lot of Ohio now. Cleveland is probably starting to see some snowfall, even on this very western solution. Some of the other models keep you guys having a lot more snow because that low pressure center is a lot further east and the cold is able to make its way further east. So you guys won't be dealing with the rain as much according to some other models. We can see that eastern Michigan is also getting a very good amount of snow. Same story with the eastern half of Indiana especially, but pretty much all of Indiana is seeing good snowfall as well. Overall, this is just a very, very potent storm to say the least. what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and we're going to move further into the afternoon of Tuesday, December 1st. We're going to see even heavier snow develop there for Ohio. We're going to see western Pennsylvania get in on this one, and also some heavier snowfall for Michigan is going to begin as well as we approach the tail end of this storm. All right, now here we are by about maybe 5 p.m. on Tuesday, December 1st. As you can see, some heavier snowfall is starting to make its way further and further east in Ohio there. Cleveland is definitely in that now. Pittsburgh is in this, which is very interesting. Detroit and all of eastern Michigan, that is. Ohio is getting the best amount by this point. You can see that they're basically all in the deeper blues, indicating some moderate snowfall going on for pretty much the entirety of the state. Very cold air has now made its way all the way to the east coast. So you can see the snowfall is making its way further and further east there. Very, very interesting here. We're probably seeing a good amount of snow accumulating here on the tail end. We're going to see that on the total snowfall map. We will check out many models at the very end of this video, so stay tuned for that. On their total snowfall, obviously their opinion on that. We can see by 8 a.m. on Wednesday, December 2nd here, we start to see that snowfall move even further east, and it's getting less and less expansive, I guess you could say, mostly here for eastern Ohio, western Pennsylvania, and portions of western New York as well. The reason for this is it's mostly just lake effect snow by this point as the cold air is moving in. So we are going to see a lot of lake effect snow following up this storm. And by the time we reach about 8 p.m. on Wednesday, December 2nd, we can see that most of the lake effect snowfall is now in New York, and it's gotten a lot lighter. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move on and we're going to begin to take a look at some of the total snowfall maps according to multiple models here, including our European model, GFS model, Canadian model, our German model, and our NAM model as well, all coming up. So first things first, here is our European model, and as you can see, it's looking a lot heavier than it did yesterday. If you guys took a look at that video, this is kind of just the updated version of that. Anywhere in the grays, we generally have a dusting, maybe an inch, I would say. In the blues is where you start to see 2 to 6 inches of snow. The deeper the blues, the closer to 6 inches you are. And then as we get into the purples, that's more like 6 to 8 to 9 inches. And then in those pinks, that's where we're at about 9 to 20 inches of snow. And if you take a look there in kind of northwestern Ohio, we're very far above a foot of snow there, probably approaching 18 inches of snow, this model is saying. Same story for very far eastern Indiana there. So definitely taking a look at a very potent storm. Over a foot is definitely likely at this point for some regions. Eastern Michigan there as well, near Detroit, we're approaching 10 inches or so there as well. Very, very heavy snowfall is expected with this storm, and it's going to last a long time if you paid attention during our simulated radar. Just very many hours of snowfall. That's going to definitely help that snow accumulate. As we take a look at the GFS model, which showed the most yesterday, it now shows the least today. We do have that lake effect snow looking really good. You can see near the lakes in Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, all taking a look at over 10 inches of snow in those pinks. But really, outside of that, it's just a couple of inches, a few inches maybe. And then as we take a look at our Canadian model, it looks just like the European model, maybe even more snowfall here. As we take a look at northeastern, extreme northeastern Ohio, extreme northwestern Pennsylvania, and extreme western New York there, right near Lake Erie, we are taking a look at potential for over 20 inches of snow being indicated by those very pastel colors there. So we have a very potent storm, very widespread areas of 1 foot and above there, so very, very intense. As we take a look at that German icon model, it looks a lot more like our GFS model. Not very expansive with the 6 inches plus region, but definitely the lakes are going to get that 10 inches plus according to that model. And then the NAM model, I included this, but it only gets out to about 2 p.m. on December 1st. So this is like the first half of the storm, and as you can see, it already has many inches of snow widespread across all of our regions that we are forecasting snow to be in. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to check out that Patreon page. We do have our snowfall forecast out. Our official hand-drawn forecast for this storm is officially launched there on the Patreon page, so you can check that out today. For our comment of the day, I asked you guys, what is the maximum amount of snow that you guys see for anywhere with this storm? And James Marr said probably 15 inches in parts of the Ohio Valley. And I think a good 15 inches is very probable. Just over a foot, I would say. Somewhere is going to get that much snow from this storm. It's a very potent one. Anyway, for today's Patreon highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our Diamond patrons, Michael Codalessa, Alicia Davis, Marcus Conley, Catbite, Alan Shuri, Terry Curtis, It's Jay, Cindy Klein, Felix Wheatfield, Kellen Manhart, Michael Buell, Mariah Vieira, Noah Harley, and Mark J, alongside our Platinum patrons, Adam S., Justin Quantrell, Donna Carnes, Alan Belemo, Larry LePan, Dovie Nagel, James Wade, and Cameron Marshall. If you'd like to be on this Patreon end screen, you can do so by joining our very exciting Patreon page in the description and the pinned comment down below. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social media. I will see you guys in the next video.